Let's just get into the best regions really to buy. And there's a number of different sort of things I want to get into. And most of this is based around the market cycle. So that's what everyone needs to know here. I'm not saying these things because, things are, this city's cheap, this is that. It's mainly based around the market cycle really here. So what do I mean by this? Look, if you just look at my actual property clock here, really what I'm saying here is most of the eastern seaboard states are in the best part of the property clock. For a quick summary for everyone, downturns 12 to 3, stabilizations 3 to 6, upturns 6 to 9, boom is 9 to 12, and 11 and 12 is your winner's curse phase. All of the cities I recommend buying in are basically in your stabilization towards your upturn phase, idealistically towards number 6. So your best regions, unsurprising, your primary regions for me are Melbourne and Geelong are definitely your number one draft picks, followed by Newcastle, Central Coast and Sydney, all great areas to buy longer term. They've had a bit of a stabilisation there. I mean, if you think longer term, you'd rather buy with a full market cycle ahead rather than one behind it. Secondary locations that are pretty good to buy in. I think Wollongong and Hobart are still pretty good. I mean, I think like Wollongong will do a bit better than Hobart, but Hobart, I mean, it might stabilise for a while, but you're not buying at the absolute, peak of the cycle. It's gone silent kind of since its latest boom. So look, it might stabilise for a few years, but it's going to come back for sure over the longer term. Brisbane I've got there as well. Look, I didn't want to mention Brisbane, but the inner north and inner east still do have a bit of growth. I think they will still grow by probably 30 to 50%, some suburbs there. So I guess you can still include it, but that's kind of where I'm kind of at with my best regions and best locations. And for obvious purposes, this is why I'm saying it. Look, to give everyone an idea as well, if you have to buy in areas to live in, don't get me wrong. I think you still should consider that if you have to live in there. But please reach out because, you want to buy the right suburb and still have a little bit of growth because there are parts of, especially Adelaide and Perth that I think are at their absolute peak now. And I expect them to do literally under 20% growth in the next 10 years. So what I'm going to show everyone now is I did do a previous episode with where I think each city would be in 10 years. So I've actually numbered my draft picks here from 1 to 12. So you can see, look, from 1 to 12, I've gone lower series to upper series. So your middle series is where I think it will actually go, is basically the middle of that. So Melbourne is 90 to 120, Geelong 85 to 110%, Newcastle 95 to 105, Central Coast 70 to 100, Sydney 70 to 95, Wollongong 65 to 90, Hobart 60 to 85, Brisbane 25 to 50, Gold Coast 20 to 45, Sunny Coast 20 to 40, Perth 15 to 30%, Adelaide 15 to 25. So that's where I think from today where all these property markets will be at in terms of prices. Again, my assumptions are based upon that. The first things first, the boundaries of where they are today do not change. So if they change, that number will go down because it'll bring in cheaper suburbs into it. So, but it won't bring my actual prediction down though, because the actual boundary that I'm considering will still stay the same if you know where I'm talking about is. The other thing is that the government continues to do what they do, which I'm 99% sure they will do because the system basically depends on it. So that's really where I'm expecting all these markets to go. I don't think it'll be any different. These markets, I think it's very reasonable to think that this will happen, especially based on their cycles. So, look, if you ask me really where I'm hitting up a lot of my clients to go, if it's for an investment purely, it's definitely Melbourne, Geelong, Newcastle, down to probably Sydney. Those are your best markets, depending on how much money you have. If you want to live in it, it's pick the best suburb, best street, best property of the street you can in that suburb. So at least you set up your family's future. So look, that's where I think the market's at, and these are the best markets to be in. I'm giving you objective numbers here as well in terms of my analysis and predictions. I've actually done, economic modeling on this. If you look at a previous episode, I actually drew a graph of where I think Melbourne is based on literally a line graph with prices, so where it will be in 10 years' time. So look, I've done that in great detail. I hope everyone appreciates it. But that's basically my summary of where I think all these markets will be, and also the best markets to buy in based on where we are today and based on what's kind of going on and new about the market today.